If you still think modern warfare is about tanks rumbling across fields and fighter jets doing flybys for the cameras, let me stop you right there. Because today's deadliest predator doesn't roar, doesn't glow on radar, and definitely doesn't ask permission. It hums, quietly, and somewhere in Ukraine, drones hunting tanks. Welcome to the drone war, the kind where the battlefield fits inside a backpack, the trigger is a touch screen, and the enemy never hears what kills them. Today, we're breaking down Ukraine's drone hunt mission, how a country outgunned on paper turned cheap flying robots into Russia's worst recurring nightmare. Buckle up, because this isn't sci-fi. This is happening right now. And we're starting with the first truth that changed everything. Ukraine didn't start the drone war trying to be fancy. It started trying to survive. Early on, Ukraine wasn't hunting, it was bleeding. Russian armor rolled in thick columns, air defenses stretched like steel umbrellas, and missile strikes hit faster than press releases could keep up. Ukraine didn't have endless jets or cruise missiles to throw back. What it had was creativity, urgency, and a brutal understanding of math. A $500 drone versus a $3 million tank. That equation writes itself. So Ukraine flipped the script. Instead of matching Russia weapon for weapon, it started hunting value. Ammo depots, fuel trucks, radar units, command vehicles. If it glowed, moved, or talked too much on the radio, it became a target. And once that idea took hold, the hunt got personal. Because the next realization hit hard. Drones weren't just tools, they were scouts with teeth. Ukraine's drone teams stopped thinking like pilots and started thinking like hunters. A recon drone would go up first, high and quiet, watching everything. It mapped Russian movements the way predators read footprints. Where do they refuel? Where do they stop? Where do they relax? Then came the second drone, the Striker. FPV drones, wired for speed and violence, screaming in at treetop level like guided rage. No warning, no escape, just a camera feed and a joystick, and suddenly a tank crew realizes the sky itself has opinions. But here's the thing, the drone wasn't the real weapon. The real weapon was information. And that leads us straight into the next evolution of the hunt, because once Ukraine saw everything, it started predicting everything. Russian units learned quickly that moving during the day was a bad idea, so they moved at night. Ukraine adapted. Thermal cameras, night FPVs, infrared optics. The battlefield stopped sleeping. Then Russia spread out to avoid detection. Ukraine adjusted again. Networked drones, overlapping coverage, constant eyes in the sky. Imagine trying to hide while 100 mosquitoes are live streaming your location. Every movement created data. Every mistake got logged. Every pattern became a vulnerability. And once patterns appear, the hunt becomes inevitable. Because the next step wasn't just spotting targets, it was stalking them. Ukraine's drone teams began tracking specific units over days, sometimes weeks, watching the same convoy routes, the same command tents, the same air defense vehicles setting up in the same safe locations. The moment those units relaxed, that's when the drones struck. And suddenly, Russian soldiers weren't just worried about artillery or missiles. They were afraid to smoke, afraid to gather, afraid to park too close together. Fear became a weapon, and Ukraine learned how to deploy it efficiently. But fear alone doesn't win wars. Precision does. Which brings us to the next brutal truth. Ukraine didn't just attack targets, it attacked systems. Destroying a tank feels good. Destroying the fuel truck that feeds 10 tanks feels better. Knocking out one radar is nice. Knocking out the command vehicle coordinating 5 air defense units, that's art. Drone hunts shifted toward collapsing entire operational chains. Fuel, ammo, communications, leadership. Cut 1, stress the rest. Cut 3, and the whole unit freezes. Russian air defenses tried to respond, but here's the problem. Shooting down a $500 drone with a $100,000 missile is the worst trade deal in military history, so Russia jammed signals. Ukraine switched frequencies. Russia spoofed GPS. Ukraine flew manually. Russia deployed electronic warfare trucks. Ukraine hunted those trucks specifically. It became a game of whack-a-mole, but Ukraine was faster, cheaper, and learning in real time. And that's when the hunt reached its most dangerous phase, because Ukraine stopped relying only on the sky. Drone teams began coordinating with artillery, special forces, and long-range fires. A drone spots the target. Another confirms it. A third distracts air defenses. Then, boom, precision strike. Sometimes the drone itself was the strike. Other times, it was the spotter that guided something much louder and much angrier. This wasn't chaos, it was choreography. And the battlefield.